We at Functional Formularies feel that it's very important to source your foods organically grown, free of pesticides, herbicides, and other chemicals, and non-genetically modified or non-GMO. Unfortunately, so many of our fruits and vegetables and overall components of our food supply are heavily contaminated with these chemicals, whether that's because they were sprayed directly or in the case of genetically modified foods, were grown in soil that had GMOs grown in them prior to having another crop grown there. Many of these chemicals are taken up by plants or by the crops that are grown on those soils and systemically delivered throughout the fruit, vegetable, or other food. One of the myths out there in the field of nutrition is that if you buy a food that's either genetically modified or has a high chemical content, i.e. pesticides or herbicides, that you can somehow cook these chemicals out of the food. Unfortunately, that's just not the case. Cooking, food processing in general, doesn't produce a significant drop-off or reduction in the chemical content of these foods. Many of these chemicals are known carcinogens, have been shown to disrupt the microbiome or the bacterial balance that we need within our GI. So it's really important to source these foods organically grown, non-GMO, at all times when possible. Don't look at food processing as a way to get those chemicals out. It really starts with how we shop or how we source foods. Overall, if you have concerns with those fruits or vegetables that maybe are the biggest priorities within your diet, look at the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen list and their Clean 15 list, which is at ewg.org. That's www.ewg.org. Buy things organic when possible, but when you can't buy everything organic, operate off of those lists so that you're trying to avoid the most heavily contaminated foods, fruits, or vegetables whenever possible.